Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today, we're going to review the Armitron BJ3407 Griffy. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing my Citizen Blue Angels chronograph, and Grego's wearing my Paul Aries homage to a OP yellow. I asked Grego if he liked the show Stranger Things. He said no. Mando is always warning him about stranger danger, and then he leaves him with a stranger. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this metal container, and here it is. And then it comes in this cardboard. I mean, come on, Armitron, can't you afford a foam rubber cushion or something? Because this cardboard's already fallen apart. Why even give you the good metal container if you don't have anywhere to set it? Then it comes with the instructions. I was able to figure out the instructions on my own without reading them. But here it is, the Armitron Griffy. Let me give it a little clean here. It's a little dirty. Oops, not very good job. I'm really lousy at cleaning. Okay, here it is, the Armitron Griffy. Nostalgia can be an expensive thing. It causes us to spend money on things we don't need because of fond memories of the past. Armitron calls this the Griffy because somebody wears it on the show Stranger Things, which takes place in the past. I don't watch the show, so I looked it up online and I can't find anyone named Griffy, so I guess I don't understand the nickname. Even though I don't watch the show Stranger Things, I am old enough to remember the digital watch revolution. The first watches were LED, which would totally drain a battery if they were always on, so you had to push a button which would light up the watch for a few seconds. If Jane Fonda was wearing this type of watch in the movie Clue, she would have had a much harder time checking her watch. I never owned a LED watch as a child, but my sister had a friend who received one for Christmas and wore it proudly to church. Her big brother received an LCD watch that you didn't have to push a button to see, and I was just amazed by it. As LCD technology became cheaper, the LED watches slowly disappeared and were replaced by the more convenient LCD watches. As LCDs became cheaper and less special, there was a gradual return to the more elegant analog watches, and LCD watches competed by adding features such as stopwatches, alarms, and dual time. So why buy an LED watch without actually having owned one before? I admit it, I saw Jody recommend this on Just One More Watch and it just looked fun. So after seeing it on the Armitron website for $60, I found it on Amazon for $35. And $35 is not a lot to spend, so I went for it. There are many colorways and many glass colors. I chose the gold with red because it just seemed more era appropriate. Hindsight is 20/20, and now that I have experienced this LED watch, I can understand why they went the way of the dodo. And I'm just glad to get this review done so I can get rid of it. The watch, they say, is 37 millimeters, but I measured 35. If you measure right here where this pusher is, then it's 40 millimeters lug to lug, only 9.8 millimeters thick, has a 16 millimeter lug width, and weighs 73 grams on the supplied bracelet. This is the part where I normally talk about the bezel, but there is none. The crystal is a red glass. It says Armitron established 1975. Yes, I'm old enough to remember 1975. Once again, to use this watch, you push the main pusher, which will display the time for 5 seconds. If you press it twice, it'll give you the month and the day. And if you press it 3 times, it gives you the running seconds. And that's it. That's all the watch does. The bottom pusher is for setting the watch. Press the main pusher and then hold down the bottom pusher and then everything will start flashing. The first thing you can set is 12-hour or 24-hour. Oh, you gotta do it fast enough or it stops on you. 12-hour or 24-hour. But I like to keep my watch at 12-hour. And then if you press the button again, then it goes to the hour. Press it again, then you can set the minute. Press it again, you can reset the seconds. And press it again, you can set the year. And press it again, you can set the month and the day. The year is not displayed when you press the date display. It's only, I think it's only there for so it can handle the leap years. And there is no way for daylight savings, so when daylight savings comes around, you have to set it manually. Of course, they're trying to do away with daylight savings or make permanent daylight savings, which I think is stupid, but I seem to be in the minority there. The case is a brushed stainless steel, then it has a polished chamfered edge, and the case back is pressed on, and it has 50 meters of water resistance and gives the Armitron name and the model number. The bracelet has rolled links, including the end links. There's a lot of play in the bracelet. And it looks like a hair puller, but I didn't notice it pulling any of my hairs, so looks can be deceiving in that case. The clasp is a sliding clasp, and you can adjust it. As you can see, I have about 0.8 inches left, so if you have a wrist much bigger than 8 1/4, you're going to have a difficult time wearing this on the supplied bracelet. And it's got a 16 millimeter leg width, so good luck finding a decent strap for it. And then also when you move the sliding clasp, you have to move it so it locks in one of these grooves here, so it's not 100% free floating. Here's the watch on my 7.5 inch wrist. It wears nice and flat. I mean, it's light, it's comfortable. I must admit, this is a very comfortable watch. It's a little small for me, but it's not cumbersome at all. And I'm not going to show it to you on any other straps because it's 16 millimeters. What do I like about this watch? It's light and very comfortable. It's very affordable compared to other nostalgia LED watches. And the LED numerals are very large and fill the dial. What are my gripes and groans? The bracelet seems very flimsy, and this sliding clasp can be awkward to use when you go to put it on your wrist. Sometimes it's a little awkward. And you have to push a button to see the time. Do I recommend this watch? No. There's a reason why this type of watch is no longer mainstream, and it is appropriate that I bought one with the red glass, because I was looking through rose-colored glasses when I thought that having this watch would be a little fun. I can't imagine wanting to own this watch unless you're a fan of Stranger Things and just like the thought of wearing a Griffy, or if you're planning on attending a 70s party or dressing up for Halloween, or if you're just a hipster. I try to be optimistic about the watches I review, but this one just bored me. Facebook Marketplace, here we come. Well, thank you for watching my review of the BJ3407 Griffy. And I will be back with another review or unboxing. Bye.